What the hell, Belly? This is the question that I keep asking when watching the third season of The Summer I Turned Pretty. She peaked her absurd actions in episode 8, and unfortunately, in episode 9, even Paris won't be able to make her come to her senses. So, let's talk about it. First things first, I have to acknowledge that I felt sorry for Jeremiah for the first time perhaps ever in watching this series. If you have been keeping up with my videos, you know very well that I'm a Conrad and Belly girly through and through. And yet, here I am, about to crash out for the sake of Jeremiah. I know, it is crazy. But if you watched episode 8 of the third season, I am sure you know what I am talking about and why I experienced this sudden change of heart. Because, let me tell you, this was the episode that a bunch of people had a change of heart. In a nutshell, in this episode we watched Belly and Conrad facing each other the morning after he confessed his love to her. As expected, and loyal to the books, he tries to take back his confession, only to get a backlash from Belly, as she labels him heartless for acting this way. Conrad, on the other hand, claims that she is the one who is heartless, since she kept being with Jeremiah and pretend as if there is nothing between her and Conrad even after that infamous Christmas meeting. At the end, Belly wanted Conrad to leave, while she determined once again that she will marry Jeremiah. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when watching these scenes, all I could think was that these were two people with huge pride and thus had no problem hurting others to simply not give up on their pride. And yes, this was the beginning of my frustration with them. Then, we went through the rehearsal dinner, which was fine, I guess. We saw once again that Belly and Jeremiah are simply not compatible as he wants to work with his father and become his father essentially, and this is not Belly wants for her future. Then, that night, Belly realizes that she needs to talk to Jeremiah about everything that happened with Conrad, simply because this secret might ruin their marriage in the future. She goes to Jeremiah and tells that Conrad said he still has feelings for her. Jeremiah loses her mind, obviously, and immediately gets self-conscious as she thinks Belly will break up with him because of this. Deep down, he knows that Belly will always prefer Conrad over him. And this is the first time this season we see Jeremiah being so vulnerable. He is so afraid of losing Belly that he doesn't even do anything that night, just tries to calm her down. The next morning, however, he bails out, trying to get away from all these. Belly spends the entire day wondering whether he will come back or not. She doesn't even know if they will truly get married at this point. And remind you, she genuinely wants to get married with Jeremiah, despite knowing that she has feelings for Conrad, which is simply crazy to me. Oh, Belly, what the hell are you thinking? Also, can we appreciate Steven for a second? Because he has become a true brother to Belly and even to Conrad and Jeremiah this episode. He told Belly to get her shit together and respect Taylor for being an amazing friend to her. Then, he went to Conrad and told him that what he did was extremely selfish. And Jeremiah does not deserve such a disrespect. And you know what? I agree with Steven. Yes, I'm not a fan of Jeremiah, not even a bit. But no one deserves such a brutal disrespect from his brother and his fiancée. It is simply too much to even watch. I can't even imagine experiencing all these for real. But let me know what you think about it. Also, I have to say, even though I didn't feel like this when reading the book, the show made me realize how rushed the third book was. Like, all these took place in a few pages, so I didn't even have the chance to think about everything that happens. So, I never thought of Conrad's actions and how problematic he was. But the show spent time on these events a lot more, making me realize what Conrad did Jeremiah wrong. And I have to thank Steven to make me realize all these, but let me know if I'm being harsh towards Conrad. Plus, at this point, I think we can all acknowledge that Belly ruined these two brothers, and yes, I'm mad. I genuinely teared up when we got a brief flashback of them sitting side by side, when Conrad went to pick Jeremiah up. I mean, their fight aside, I think it is clear that their relationship will never be the same, no matter what the outcome is. And yes, this breaks my heart. I doubt any love story is worth to ruin a sibling relationship like this. And I am saying this as a hopeless romantic. Again, I'm extremely curious about what you think of all these. Eventually, Jeremiah broke the engagement and called the wedding off. And he was right in doing so. The thing that bothers me a lot is that Belly was not the one who called things off, because I'm sure that she was still wanting to marry Jeremiah after all these, just to prove something, despite knowing that her heart was with Conrad. And to me, this tells a lot about Belly's character, which is so disappointing. Also, I feel like their parents failed them. You are not the friend of your children. Yes, you should be there for them, but you should also confront them whenever they did wrong, holding them accountable. It is ridiculous that a bunch of grown-ass people spent days for 20-year-olds wanting to get married only to drop everything off at the last minute. Mind you, they were warned a billion times before. Like, if this is not pure entitlement, I don't know what is. At the end of the episode, we saw Belly going to Paris, her dream location. It is not clear how much time has passed, and right before she was about to board, she saw Conrad, which brings us to the point that we are no longer following the books. Because, as you might remember, in the book, Belly did not even go to Paris. She went to Rome, if I'm not remembering wrong, and Conrad only started to write her letters a few months after that. At first, Belly did not even answer her, but then, for some unexplained reason, she decided to write back, which kicked off their relationship once again. And yet, here we are, seeing in the show that Belly will probably meet with Conrad and have a conversation with him. In fact, rumor has it that Conrad will come to Paris to visit her, allowing the two to spend time together, away from all the drama and mess back at home. This means that in the upcoming episode, we are moving to Paris, and we'll absolutely have a few of those romantic scenes between Belly and Conrad we all love to watch. That being said, not everything will be smooth sailing. Because, as you can expect, Belly will tell him that she needs to be alone for a while, and cannot kick off a brand new relationship with the brother of her former fiancé only a few days after their supposed wedding. Conrad, being a gentleman that he is, will respect this decision, leaving Belly alone in Paris to have a time for herself. Now, I don't know about you guys, all these make me feel really upset for Jeremiah. Imagine being heartbroken as you had to call off your wedding in the last minute as your fiancé was in love with your brother. And while you are sitting there, probably crying, trying to cope with all these, your ex-fiancé sees your brother in the airport, and suddenly her whole world becomes him again. I mean, let's be honest. That look on Belly's face was the look of love and even obsession. After all these, Conrad is still the one person that she wants to be with. And yes, my heart is broken for Jeremiah, but let me know what you think. For more weekly updates, discussions, and analysis on The Summer I Turned Pretty, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.